Ram. Welcome to another one of my videos. This video is about a book of oneness, and this is a binder filled with tons of practices, teachings over the years of my meditation practice that I've gathered and managed through all religions and all practices, interwoven in how I see them to all be one in all the practices, beyond concepts and all that. So I call it my book of oneness. Buddhism, Hinduism, Stoicism, Christianity, all that. So yeah, we will be beginning this series. What I have here. First page, after some guru photos, is Virya Paramis, Paramita of energy in Buddhism. Be skillful step by step with patience. There's a law of nature, past, present, and future, interwoven by cause and effect, independent origination. Live consciously with the mental factor, right energy. Like the Buddha, he sat for 49 days under the Bodhi tree to cultivate that energy so you can attain wholesome states of mind, sita, and further experience the jhanas, the deep meditative states. Overcome these obstacles that hinder this by the recognizing them and overcoming them. The 5 hindrances of energy. Overcome doubt with faith and refuge, sloth and torpor, and worldly comforts, um, with being mindful of the 5 physical faculties and the 4 supreme efforts, which we will talk about in a minute or two. So when it comes to worldly affairs and sloth, don't be the doer. Don't be identified with being somebody doing something. Next, we go on to, and this is all composed with right energy, the paramita of energy in Buddhism. One of the Eightfold Noble Path, one of the 5 physical faculties which are temporary and impermanent. Sacrifice. If one leaves a desire for another moral desire, in this part of me, one should do so. Overcome carelessness. Don't get caught in form and suffering in the non-self, but recognize that everything in form is suffering in non-self. The 4 supreme efforts. Kataro Samapadana. My Pali in Sanskrit is very rusty. Along with the 37 factors of enlightenment, are in 7 categories, resulting in nirvana, which translates into exhale, the outgoing of the breath. 4 foundations of mindfulness, so you can see and accept reality as it is. Right effort equals mindfulness mindfulness can then arise, and then samadhi. Effort to cultivate restraint, abandon, then cultivate, then maintain. So when it comes to right effort and the qualities of the mind, cultivating wholesome states, or having restraint, or getting rid of unwholesome states, you need to be mindful of them all. Be mindful of them when they arise. And then you need to cultivate restraint with them. Abandon them first, then cultivate the good ones, then maintain them and keep them, protection, have a form of protection of those qualities. A part of right effort is also right thought in the Eightfold Noble Path. Be watchful and embody this parami as if your head and hair is on fire. Cultivate diligently to put it out. Arousal. There is the arousal, there's a resistance, invisible energy. Energy will come after the first jhana. So So after the restraint, abandoning, cultivating, maintaining, and protection of qualities, after the arousal, resistance, invisible energy will come, uh, which is the first jhana. Allow it all to be. Don't hinder it. Next page. We go on to a couple pages. It's the reality of the real. Enlightenment is your smile. Empty is essential Buddha's teaching. The middle way. Stay in equanimity, a place in your being between hope and hopelessness, where you see from Buddha or God's view and accept the way things are. Also, being content with mystery and not knowing. Like death, expectations, also just another moment. Dhamma, a never-ending crazy journey, lots of realizations, etc., like DMT. With Dhamma, drugs are not needed. It's release. Truth. No more escaping and running from reality or lying to yourself, aka drugs, but facing reality as it is and getting out of samsara. Because we're all already hallucinating right now. Finding the ins and outs of this, how does one stay in or unshakable instead of in and up and down, in and up? How do you find still ground between your highs and lows? You embrace them all. Does one eventually, through finding, experiencing the ins and outs and being in it, but not trapped or attached to it, or can be out of it conscious continuously if decided? So when will he or she be gone, gone, gone? But a bodhisattva stays in and out to help all. In the totality of it all, it's all here and now. It just is. No in and out, no name, identity, or anything of that nature. If you put nature into a nature, it takes the true nature away. Also, no mind. Therefore, but even saying no mind is mind, the identity you speak of, stated above. If you observe true nature while in the nature, it then is the true nature. If you have a goal, you can miss all that is around you, because it's a deep concentration on one. But if you take the goal away, it then becomes the goal. It makes you wonder why monks talk about Dhamma just to share what is and what is incomprehensible if they are really with it. That's why some monks just go in seclusion and forests and meditate alone. The nature of life brings you to where you truly need to be. Suffering gives true realization, and that gives appreciation. All suffering only comes from mind. Pain isn't good or bad, just old karma running off. Ram Dass encourages us to make friends with our neurosis, etc., our aversions, through compassion, rather than trying to avoid or push it away. As we free ourselves from identification with these tendencies, they often begin naturally to fall away. So you witness them. I am not these desires. I am not the lustful acts. I am not this, or that. Sai Ram on one of my playlists, vid number 38 out of 141. The four fours Guru Sai Baba Ji mentions is follow the master, face the devil, fight to the end, and finish the game. Follow the master, face the devil, fight to the end, and finish the game. That's what we're doing here. Brahman is unity. There's nothing greater than love. Embodiments of love. Love will allow you to achieve. Only love. My prasad is love. Prasad is like food given out, or blessings, or energy, all different types of forms that a guru can do with his energy, psychic abilities, or love. Rama Raja, meaning thought and word equals unity. Thought, word, and deed equals unity. So when your thoughts, words, speech, and deeds and actions are in unity, they call it Rama Raja. See everything as the mother, and you'll see and know God. Mind prevents from standing in a clear view of God. The fire wisdom. Hands that help are holier than lies. Hands that help are holier than lips that pray. I am ready to sacrifice my life, but not morality. Rama embodies this. The son that doesn't deserve kindness from mother doesn't doest kindness of God. We should live in unity with different opinions in homes too. Brahman is in micro and macro. Meaning the unmanifest in the world is there, yet unseen. The true source in all things, such as a seed transforming into a big tree reproducing more tiny seeds, which will, you know what I mean? It's like black and white, implying black implies white and white implies black. God has given hands to work, right action. Humanity is bound by these actions. I understand the divinity. To save the divine power for God, good. 3. Think of welfare for humanity. 4. Recognize. I. No one has authority to criticize God. You don't know enough to worry. No one has authority to criticize God. Don't entertain bad feelings. One case only is humanity. Be leaders of this country. In life, everything is meditation. Concentrate on the one and only God. See, everything is God. There's the one. Sow good seeds. For a rocket, every bolt and screw is important. If one is loose, it blows. In this cosmic form of God, in this universe, everyone is a bolt, screw, etc. Work for world peace and serve. Continue to the next page. Contemplation of the body, which is filled with all sorts of unclean things. Here is the reflections in Buddhism. The 5 recollections. I am subject to aging. Aging is unavoidable. I am subject to illness. Illness is unavoidable. I am subject to death. Death is unavoidable. I will grow different, separate from all that is dear and appealing to me. I am the owner of my actions, here on my actions, born on my actions, related through my actions, and live dependent on my actions. Whatever I do for good or evil, to that will I fall here. We should often reflect on this. The verse is on respect. One with respect for the Buddha, Dhamma, and strong respect for the Sangha. One who is ardent with respect for concentration and strong respect for the training. One who sees danger and respects being heedful and shows respect in welcoming guests. A person like this cannot decline, stands right in the presence of Nibbana. The verse is on the Noble Truths. Those who do discern suffering, suffering's cause, and where it totally stops without trace, who understands the path, the way to stealing of suffering, they are consummated in release of awareness, and in release of discernment, capable of making an end. They won't return to birth and aging ever again. The four Dhamma summaries. The world is swept away. It does not endure. The world offers no shelter. There is no one in charge. The world has nothing of its own. One has to pass on, leaving everything behind. This world, it is insufficient, insatiable, a slave to craving. 10 reflections. I have left the 10 reflections for a monk or a meditator or someone living the monk's lifestyle in all the precepts. 172, I believe there is, along with the 8 basic precepts, is a questioning and meditating on yourself, whether you have left the social order. I have left the social order. My life needs the support of others. I must change the way I behave. Can I fault myself with regard to the precepts? Have I harmed people? Have I listened to music? Have I seen TV? Have I stolen? Have I lied? Had I had sexual misconduct? Have I not had respect for a clear mind, do drugs, or something like that? If so, you work on that, on being skillful in the precepts. What am I becoming as the days and nights fly past? Is there an empty dwelling in which I delight? Have I attained? Good deeds are liberating and pleasant. When the mind lets go, there's freedom from suffering. One moment of mindfulness and to die the next is better than 1,000 moments and to never have that clarity. According to the Abhidhamma, every moment you're mindful, your defilements of 7 lifetimes worth die off. 7 lifetimes of bad karmas, for sure, die in one moment of mindfulness and awareness. Let's lighten our karmic load. Rising, falling, rising, falling, speaking. Join me in a part 2, continuing to go throughout this book of mine. Ram Ram. I will be going live soon.